A young boy returns from selling charcoal in town to find his family slaughtered in the snow. His mother, his brothers, his sisters, all killed by a creature he didn't know existed. Only his youngest sister, Nezuko, is still breathing. But as he carries her through the mountains, the transformation begins. She is becoming the exact type of monster that just ended their world. In most dark fantasies, this is the moment where the hero becomes a hardened killer fueled by revenge. But Tanjiro Kamado makes a different choice. He chooses to save her. His entire mission, for the next 205 chapters, is simply to find a cure and make his sister human again. This focused, sincere promise hit a nerve that the industry wasn't prepared for. In 2019 and 2020, Demon Slayer became the first manga to ever rank as the best-selling series 2 years in a row, matching its record-breaking dominance on global streaming platforms. At a time when pop culture is crowded with morally ambiguous anti-heroes, Demon Slayer found its massive audience by going the other way. It demonstrated that in a world of monsters, simple, unconditional empathy is the most powerful force a protagonist can carry. The setting is Taisho-era Japan, a brief window in time where centuries of mountain tradition suddenly meet electricity, Western suits, and electric tramlines. In the shadows between these eras, demons have hunted humans for a millennium. They are immortal, they consume human flesh, and they can only be stopped by the sun or a specialized blade capable of absorbing its light. The origin of this plague is Muzan Kibutsuji. He is the first demon. For 1,000 years, he has infected others solely to find a way to conquer his weakness to sunlight. To Muzan, every other life is just a disposable tool for his own survival. To fight him, the Demon Slayer Corps was formed. They are an organization defined by a stagnant cycle of trauma. Muzan creates a tragedy, the survivor joins the Corps fueled by grief, and the war continues. Tanjiro shatters this cycle. He still carries the sword, but brings a capacity to mourn the demons he kills, recognizing their past human suffering. Where 1,000 years of rage only managed to stalemate, Tanjiro's grief finally changes the momentum of the war. He doesn't just decapitate his enemies, he acknowledges the stolen humanity that created them in the first place. Nezuko is living proof that a demon's nature isn't absolute. She rejects the urge to consume humans, sleeping for years to regain her strength instead. When she fights, she uses her own exploding blood to create pink flames that only harm other demons. This influence spreads to the people around them. Tanjiro's steady, unwavering patience slowly heals the friends he meets on the road, from Zenitsu's paralyzing anxiety to Inosuke's feral, mountain-raised hostility. Even the Hashira, the 9 elite masters of the Corps, are forced to reconsider their rigid rules. They initially see Nezuko as a target, but their hostility eventually gives way to the reality of the siblings' devotion to one another. But the cost of this protection is high. We see it clearly when the flame Hashira, Rengoku, dies defending a steam locomotive from an upper moon demon. He saves every passenger on board, but he pays for that safety with his life. These losses are never treated as heroic tropes. They are heavy, unglamorous, and permanent. The series refuses to let victory be free, emphasizing that the choice to protect others is a burden that few can actually carry. In the final arc, Muzan launches a desperate bid to capture Nezuko. He pulls the entire Slayer Corps into the Infinity Castle, a reality-bending fortress where gravity and architecture are weaponized against the intruders. In this space, the strongest demons are defeated by more than just swords. The Upper Moon Akaza, a man who lived only for combat, regains his human memories and chooses to end his own life rather than continue as a monster without the people he loved. The final battle against Muzan is a grueling struggle to last until sunrise. The Slayers use every technique they have, including the original sun-breathing, just to hold the monster in place as the first light of morning begins to burn him away. In a final, spiteful act, Muzan injects his blood into Tanjiro as he dies. The most empathetic person in the world is transformed into the most powerful demon, threatening to destroy everything his allies just fought to save. He is saved not by a final strike, but by a cure developed through the collective effort of his friends and the voice of his sister pulling him back. The 1,000-year curse is finally ended by the very people it tried to erase. The war wasn't won by a better weapon or a more ruthless strategy. It was ended because the survivors chose to support each other instead of just seeking more blood. The story concludes generations later in modern Japan. The mountain villages and the demons are gone, replaced by the bright lights and the massive crowds of contemporary Tokyo. We see the descendants of the characters living ordinary, peaceful lives. They take the train and go to school, unaware of the war their ancestors fought, or the names of the people who died to give them this world. It is the final, silent victory of the war. These children are safe because they never had to learn the names of the breathing techniques that purchased their peace. The success of the mission is measured by their ignorance. Demon Slayer works because it doesn't calculate the cost of a promise. It is the story of a boy who found his sister, picked her up, and simply refused to put her down until the world was different.